Wow, Retro Maniacs. It's early, like not even 3 a.m. early. What the heck is he doing up? Hey, Retro, everything cool? Why are you up at such an ungodly hour, buddy? Wow, he's half asleep. That's a good thing. At first, I said to myself, he'd been up all night. I hope he hasn't tried taking his ADHD medication nasally. Oh no, another stomach attack? I didn't hear Buford T. Juleka's Byway Will Smith and the Centennial Night Scalper pounding at the door again. Dude, careful, that looks like it could be a trap set by Centennial Night Scalper and her cronies. Set some retro bait and snare old Retro. Be careful. Retro, slow down, slick. I wouldn't put it past that crew to put plastique in that box, so when you crack it, you really crack it, if you know what I'm saying. Approach with caution. My bad, sorry guys. I was just trying to scare Retro and make him poop his pants a bit. Or at least make him have a little bit of a turtle head anyway. Dude, that's one slick RX7. I remember the movies, but like you, Retro, I'm a fan of the earlier ones before they got carried away with missions and explosions. Like 1 to 3 are my faves. This looks like it's from the second movie. But who drove it again? Toretto?
Joe, you want to know a cool fact about the actual car? The actual car, this is one of 5 RX7s used by Dominic Toretto's character in the original movie. And they actually repackaged it to be used by Orange Julius in the second movie. That's pretty cool. It's the same car from the first movie, but resprayed.
Retro, weren't they saying that they were going to sell this car at Mecum auction?
Well, from what I just read, they were hoping to sell it for a minimum $175, and I think it was upwards of $250 for that. But the thing is, I seen it's probably not the exact same car because they mentioned it was Unit 2. Like they had several stunt units, all that other stuff. But one of them sold for considerably less at this Bottoms before that. And then I seen that like nothing on Google says that it sold at Mecum. So maybe it didn't sell. Maybe it rolled across the block and nobody was paying for that because it is a cool, awesome movie car, don't get me wrong, but it's not the main Vin Diesel car for one, and for another, it's a specialty car. Like when you personalize a car like that, it's kind of personalized for the person that wants it. Like it's a movie car for sure, and I would love to have it, but I wouldn't pay that much money for it. I know that other famous cars that sold at that auction, like for example, Bullet. Sold for over, I think, $3 million for the original Bullet. You Google that, it's easy to find what it sold for. Like cars that sell at that auction, it's easy to find online. Googling it, it didn't just pop up, so my guess is it didn't sell for what they wanted. I am very nostalgic about the first Fast and Furious movies, but they got away from me. I haven't watched even the most recent ones. They started getting away from me at about the third one, I would say. I loved the first one. Underground street racing, stuff like that, but then they just got away from it. But I love the first movie cars and the first movies. Now, when I said before that wasn't the main movie car that they were trying to sell, the actual movie car, like it wasn't Vin's car, technically it was because they resprayed it. I just wanted to point that out before anybody hugged me or anything like that. And yeah, I couldn't find that it did sell for that price or anything. Maybe it did, but it didn't easily come up on Google like the others did.
Hey, Hot Rod, I don't mean to disturb your little chat, but shouldn't you get some rest? So you're not moody and telling us off during an unboxing video. Get rest, give us quality. Quality over quantity. Retro, isn't that what you are always teaching us about diecast cars?
Joe Rogan's right. Timo Joe Rogan's right, guys. Quality over quantity. I could put out 100 videos, but if I'm like a zombie in them and not entertaining, 10 good ones are better. And it goes with the movie cars as well. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take a little bit of a beauty sleep. And get back up before work. Fully charged. Take my medication. Fully charged. and give you guys a quality unboxing. I'm not going to let you guys sit here bored though. Remember the time machine? It's been a while since I dusted it off. I'll put you guys in the time machine. By the time you guys get out of it, I'll be awake, my meds in me, and let's unbox.
Okay, guys, that's long enough. Time to wake the burnout up.
Yeah, Joe, you portal watcher. I'm awake, I'm showered, I'm medicated, I'm ready to go. And I've got some news to tell you guys about yesterday's video, or actually 2 days ago's video. Day 1 of 5 days of Fast and Furious, we unboxed a GMP Hammer. Beautiful car. But there was something a little bit different about the car that had me even asking questions. Now, normally, if you guys ask me a question, I don't know the answer to it. I go to the OGs and ask them what's up with it and see what they think. I came across this, I'll show you. I spliced a picture of the number on the box with a picture of the nameplate of the car. So according to this info, it's car number 1324 out of 1,302 that were made. Now, thankfully, knowing how some of these companies are with production numbers and stuff like that, I didn't fly off the handle and go with one of my first ideas that was, my friend bought this car off a huge die-cast collector. Glue dried out on the nameplate. It happened to one of Glenn's here right out of the box, and I had to reattach. Brand new out of the box, and the nameplate was loose in the box. I had to reattach it with glue. Glue dries out. Problem is, he doesn't know where the original nameplate is. So pulls out his little bin of loose nameplates, and boom, that'll do. That's what I thought might have happened. You see, I know somebody that worked at Auto World and gave me exact production numbers for the Dirty Mary Crazy Larry car. And I remember something he explained about that. So rather than message my friend and fly off the handle and say, dude, I think you got duped. I think it's a counterfeit car from China, all that crazy conspiracy stuff, I went into the 118 Canadian Collectors Group. It's my favorite 118 scale diecast collector group. A bunch of guys in there that have been in it long before I have. These are the OGs that I go talk to, and Giuliano is one of those OGs that's in that group. He's a guy that I'll ask. There's OGs that are outside that group that I ask questions to, but a lot of the movie car 118 stuff, I go in there and I ask. And that's what I did. I made a post and I explained the entire scenario. And what I said in the post is I said I have a couple different scenarios in my head, but I won't mention them. What are you guys' thoughts? And this gentleman, I'm not going to name him, but I'm going to mention in a nutshell what he said. He said it comes down to greed. It's when a die-cast company makes more of a projected item than they said they were going to make. I've seen Hot Wheels do it. Mattel Creations, I'm trying to remember what car it was for RLC. They posted that it was going to be, I think, 10,000 or 20,000, and then they changed it to 30,000 after a bunch of people had already paid. And it was when I was a new collector, and I was screaming about it. How can they do that? You can't just fire up the press like that after people pay. What the hell? And it was a bunch of people that told me, dude, this is more common than you think. I remember when I first started collecting, I never learned at that point yet about hunting that I have to be at the stores at certain times. The M2 machines, that they had a beautiful pinks set at the time. And the chase was an IROC Camaro, a pink one. I'll get a picture of it up for you. And everybody was finding that thing. It was supposed to be only 750 of them made. But I remember so many people finding those here in town that I started saying, guys, is it 750 in Canada or in the world? Or did they mean 750 in Hamilton? And I went online and did a real search of M2 machines, like numbers, like real production numbers stuff. I couldn't find anything. Mind you, that was a couple years back that I did that, but I've been noticing weird stuff about production numbers for a while. So Stretch, you got a good car. You got what a lot of us have had happen to us, including myself. They make a promise and then they fire up the press. But the good thing is, it's still a limited number. It's still a numbered item. For example, my Hot Wheels lowrider I just bought. There could be a million of those. There probably isn't, but I guarantee you there's a lot more of that lowrider than there is of that hammer. So you still got a very cool car. So as I was saying, while it's an annoyance with the number thing, especially to a new collector, because I remember I thought it was just treason. Like I remember the first time I seen Hot Wheels do it, it was, trying to remember what car it was, but it was going to be a popular car. They did the pre-sale thing for it, seen that there was demand, and after they sold a bunch, all of a sudden the production numbers went up. And I was like, you can't just do that, you know what I mean? Like, because you've already committed, but it didn't matter to everybody. I was like, how is this allowed? How is everybody not up in arms about this? Because they just sold you something based on a number and then changed the number after the sale. But it flew. I couldn't believe it. Luckily, it wasn't a car I was after, because I would have been like, I'm done with them, you know what I mean? But RLC and Mattel Creations now, the only stuff I get out of them is stuff that I really love, or if it's really hot, because it's not numbered anymore. It's mass produced. They're making so much of it now. It's almost the same numbers as in Walmart. Some of it, like it's unsold hours later. Like, so you know, the stuff that's 2 per household and all that stuff, I try to stay away from it. I go for the rare stuff if I can, and that's not too often on there anymore, unfortunately. I've showed you guys videos of rare RLC stuff, like Glenn's got that RLC Ecto 1. I think that's a 3,000 piecer, like 3,000 made Ecto 1, a movie car. He's got the DeLorean, that's another one that's only 4,000, something like that. But these are all low numbers, guys, okay? Just making sure both of the seals were not taped, because you make sure you don't want to crack a taped one and then there's an untaped one on the other side, right? And any new viewers, you keep everything. The only thing you throw out is the straps, and make sure you try to keep this plastic as good a shape as you can. This one has a tiny crack, probably because it's brittle due to age. It looks like a brittle crack, like they get brittle. The good thing about these, you could replace the whole plastic on them. You can get a donor box and replace the whole plastic. In fact, I'm going to be talking to Stretch. I'm going to be showing them all kinds of stuff, but that's one of the things I'm going to show them is restoring your boxes a little bit. Like this box is actually going to be all right in the end. He just needs the plastic. These cars though, this one's been out of the box because it's de-strapped. But it's almost like they friggin' glue them back into the box. It's crazy. 2 cars now that I'm having to open both ends to get at. Okay. Sometimes you gotta do this, guys, but better to do this than damage the box. Sometimes you gotta open one end and kind of push it out the other end. Like this, and it'll come out easy. But you don't want to damage the box, so you gotta be careful. Like a pro. Boom. And I like that this base says the Fast and Furious on it. Some of them didn't. My Supra base does not say Fast and Furious. Either my Supra or Charger did not say Fast and Furious there. I can't remember what one it was. After this series is done, I think I'm going to pull out my Supra and Charger, and we'll do a glamour shot of all the fast cars. How does that sound, guys? But in order to get a real look at this, we're going to have to take it off the base, because it's still got the backboard attached with the original tape. We don't take that off if it's still attached. If it's detached, like most of them are, it's not a big deal, because like I said, most of them are detached. Okay, here's a lesson for Stretch or other new collectors. This is a two-piece base, okay? To take the car off this base, you don't have to undo all these screws because it's got an inner base that the car sits on that attaches to the bigger base. So what we want to do is just detach the smaller base or the car from the smaller base. We don't want to start taking everything apart. So it's 3 screws for the car. You don't need to undo 7, just 3. And a little stubby, perfect size for these older ones. Most of these older cars are the same size Phillips or whatever. I've had a couple cars from different manufacturers where I've had to change bits, but usually the same type stuff. It's funny, these are bigger heads on these screws than I usually see on these, but the exact same Phillips pattern. To anybody that might not know, the one that's shaped like a T, that's your Phillips screwdriver. And don't forget, we have the ODA show on Saturday, guys. So there's going to be an interruption in this show. Episode 4 is going to be moved. Okay. It's got the same backboard as my Supra, the Racing Champions. That's one of the things I like about the Racing Champions Fast and Furious, guys. Just the look of the old boxes with the neon colors and stuff. It suits that time period. I like the neon green and stuff. And I like this because it doesn't have a spoiler on it. It's one less thing to get friggin' damaged or knocked off. It's got the, from what we see here, guys, it's got all the sponsorship logos from in the movie from back in the day. Because these have changed now, obviously, but names like Sparko, Street Glow. And this car, by the way, it's named Orange Julius. J-Spec Toyo tires was big. Beautiful. And you guys know I am a Mazda guy. This is really nice, actually. I got to get on getting this and Dom's car. Dom's car is definitely on my list. The green Eclipse, definitely on the list. And I think I'm going to get one of these too, because it'll go good. I don't want to start getting into the whole line of them, guys. I already have the Monte Carlo, so I'm thinking I'll go up to the 3rd movie. You know what I mean? But this is well done, Stretch. Just the way it feels in my hand and stuff. I think this is going to be one of those movie cars that they said it's Fast and the Furious. Let's step it up because it looks great. Now, some of these guys I've discovered in the last 6 months or so, but they're hard to get, and they made these older Fast and Furious cars, 1 of 18 scale. They made them with Street Glow. You press the button and it's got the underglow like the new Jadas do. Only problem is, I imagine a lot of those, because people, I want to keep them sealed, they're worth money, blah, blah, blah. Batteries leak, right? You keep them sealed, I get it, but they're worth less if they're damaged by battery corrosion. Anything with batteries, like my Jadas, I remember I never used to open anything, guys. I had the whole collection of Jada 124s, like all the movie cars I wanted, Knight Rider, all that. I remember the day I made the decision to open them. I said, if I don't, batteries are gonna leak. It's well done. I'm impressed. And like I said, you guys know I'm a Mazda guy. Saving the best part for last, and you guys know what that is. This is gorgeous. It's one of the ones that looks better out of the box, actually, guys. And of course, you know, we're going to put it on the turntable, go up, have a look on the look-see set. Let's have a look underneath. Sometimes you'll see a number underneath these. Sometimes, most of the time, not. This one doesn't have one. 1994 Mazda RX7. Doesn't have a production date on the bottom, but it's on the box. We will get to that. Early 2000s anyway. I'm saying between 01 and 03. I was surprised the Cadillac, I believe, is 04. But I mean, they were releasing them as they were releasing the movies, right? So, or trying to. Let's go to this trunk. Does the trunk open? Oh, it does. Oh, I was just about to tell you guys, oh, the trunk is sealed, but no, it does open. And there's the Go Juice. For the second movie, they must have changed sponsorships from NOS. Remember the blue bottles? Second movie, Nitrous Express must have sponsored them or had some sponsorship money in there anyway. Product placement. Yeah, the product placement in the Fast and Furious movies was pretty insane. Interesting fact. Glenn and Dave have several 1 of 64 cars signed by Hector from the movie. The guy, it's Hector. I've got a last name too, but I can't pronounce it, eh? Yeah, that guy. He also played in Training Day. Ever get your poop pushed in? Remember that in Training Day? That was Hector. Sealed sunroof, but we're okay with that. My Supra has detachable sunroofs. The detachable one, I like keeping it on because it looks better on. It's a pain in the butt falling off. But what do you think? Should we check out the rotary? You know, my Mazda 3's got a rotary. Oh, it doesn't. Let's check this out. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay, I thought the roof was flipping open. I was like, what the heck? Okay. Sometimes fresh out of the box, the paint sticks stuff closed, so you gotta kind of give it a... There we go. Detailed about the same as my Orange Supra, only my Orange Supra is all chromed up. My Orange Supra, I think they overdid the chrome under the hood. I think it looks kind of fakey. I think this has a better look than my Supra under the hood anyway. But there is that rotary, and it does look like a rotary. Looks legit. Beautiful. Brings me back. Okay, guys, what do you say we have a look on the look-see set? Because I still got to get my butt to work. I got to put stuff away. And I got to go over to the Walmart because there's new 2-packs hitting. I'm sure I missed them now because guys going to get bags of dog food and winter tires and everything else probably grabbed them all. But I still got to check. So let's go. I just don't know, guys. There's something about this car that catches my eye big time out of the box. Wasn't catching my eye in the box the way it was. Catches my eye big time out of the box. Everything lines up good. The doors all open good. Everything. That thing looks great. It's definitely on my list now. Thanks a lot, Stretch. I had only planned to get the cars from the first movie, which was the cars from the first movie, the orange Supra, the black Charger. Then I said, oh, they did the black Honda. Remember the Hondas that hijacked the truck? Believe it or not, when that movie was out, those Hondas were my favorite cars of the entire movie because they weren't all full of junk. They were just blacked out Hondas. They were my favorite. Well, those and the Charger, of course. But I wanted to get the Honda. I wanted to get the Supra and the Charger, which I already have. And obviously that green Eclipse. There's a green Eclipse that's mint for $75 in Caledon that I've been watching for a while. I'm thinking if I get out that way, I might snake it. I'd rather try to get one with a box though, but the one without the box is mint. So we'll see. Eventually I will have an Eclipse, so you guys know that. I'll come up and have a look. This is what this patented look-see set is for, guys. We get these different lighting conditions and angles that we don't get on the Retro Collectibles look-see set. And it's vice versa. You know what they did with the stick shift that they did different with all the other cars, guys? They made it look like it has a little leather bag that, you know what I'm talking about. That's cool. It's a detail I don't usually notice in these. Doors are well done. Yeah, I bid on the Monte Carlo because I got it mint loose for 75 bucks. Actually, no, it wasn't mint. It was missing one windshield wiper. No, it wasn't missing anything. It was mint. So I got it mint for 40 bucks. So I bought the Monte Carlo. I figured even if I don't collect them all, I love Monte Carlos. And yeah, I'm going to collect the cars if I can up to the third movie. If I can. I'm going to have to look into it because there's probably a lot. Hot Wheels, it's getting ridiculous. The 1/64 scales, they're doing them now in different colors. Like they're painting the orange Supra like the Skyline and vice versa, like with the same graphics and that. And next it's the minivan that the producer's wife drove. Like, you're getting carried away. You've beat the name to death. Give it a rest. More 118 stuff though. We wouldn't complain. We wouldn't. No. Look at that. It's just gorgeous, guys. I don't know. Something about it. Orange Julius too. I like the name of it. Trying to get the darn hood open. One sec here. Oh wow, before we get into the engine bay, you know a logo that I just noticed and I just realized what it was? I think that's Roger Rhoda. I'm gonna get his name right, one sec. You know what, guys? I thought it had to do with Roger Rhodes, the guy that was that died with Paul Walker's, his company or something, but it's not. I know it wouldn't be a tribute because this was made before the accident. Good look in that engine bay. But this car, guys, it's going to take beautiful exterior glamour shots. I can already see it because that paint and everything catching my eye. Perfect paint, by the way. Stretch, no paint rash. He's gotten lucky with the cars he's getting without paint rash, other than the funky number on the car that really, in retrospect, is not a big deal. Like I said, it happens to all of us. And these companies, when they do it, they don't even try to hide it. That's how common it is. Like Hot Wheels will sell a bunch of pre-orders and then be like, oh, we changed our minds. There's that shot, eh? See the CD player. Better be an Alpine. Just all around gorgeous, guys. I don't have to tell you what time it is. It's glamour shot time because I've got to get my butt to work and go make sure that the Centennial Night Scalper is not walking away with the whole Walmart store on her back. So let's get into this.
Dude, want to hear something weird? At the time these movies started coming out, I hated these cars. After the first movie, every kid had to go get a Honda Civic and put a fart cannon and big spoiler on it. But as the years have gone and the styles have definitely changed, I dig these cars. Retro, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you should track down some of those Street Glow versions of this line and start cracking into them. I would love to see some of those.
You start tracking down some of the Street Glow lines so I can start cracking into them, Joe. Those are not cheap, they're hard to find, and the only place you can get them pretty well is on eBay. Or people on Marketplace that want a crazy price. I would love to check some of those out, and I would love to own some of them. That's gorgeous in a picture, isn't it, guys? Clean. Okay, guys, I hate to cut it off so abrupt, but it's noon. I've got to start work at 12:30, and we've still got to go check the stores because we got to make sure everything's held down. Because if we don't go there, then the Centennial Night Scalper is going to go, oh, we scared them off, and just take over. And that's not in the best interest of all diecast collectors. of course, I'm in a hurry and you got to turn in, you dildo, and then this other guy's going to turn, and yeah. But yeah, anyway guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Just a reminder, we will have an interruption in the 5 days of Fast and Furious because of the ODA show, but that day's video is going to be replaced with an ODA video, so it's all good. Anyway guys, I'll turn it around to me here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I don't want to be long-winded like I always am. You know what I'm going to say. Smash the like button for me. As always, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Happy hunting.
Subscribe to the Retro Collectibles YouTube channel for awesome diecast unboxings, reviews, and tips on how to build your dream collection on a budget. By the way, somebody asked if Retro Collectibles T Shirts are for sale and if they can be shipped. Absolutely. 25 plus shipping charge, and we will send it right out. Also, Retro Collectibles hoodies available for $40 Canadian.